Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here, our second PLE of the series. It is Elimination Chamber time, and I am very, very excited. I don't think there's much to discuss here, so we might as well just jump straight into Elimination Chamber. But we've got a few contract offers we've made. I did these all off screen. These are just people within the 30 days. So yeah, let's. I'm assuming they're all just going to sign. One thing that I don't know how to word it. Like, it doesn't frustrate or annoy me, but something I'd like is there to be a bit more competition in like the world of wrestling. Because obviously, if these guys' contracts are expiring, I know in TEW, whenever your big stars' contracts start to expire, immediately, like, you know, second, third in the promotions come sniffing. They do. So like, if we do it by total popularity, so we're number one, AEW is second. Surely AEW would be like, oh, you know, so and so's contract is nearly up. Yeah, I want them. Let's steal them. Like, I wish there was something. I don't know. But it seems to be that we can just kind of re-sign whoever we want. And we can kind of poach whoever we want as well. I mean, I know obviously we can throw silly money, but yeah, it just seems a bit odd. Yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Let's dive straight into Elimination Chamber. The full match card is in the description. Please take a look at it. Please drop a comment of your predictions and then let me know how it went, or just drop a comment of the predictions and I'll let you know how it went, and you'll see how it goes in a minute. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, let's not waste any more time. Let's head straight into WWE Elimination Chamber. Oh, here we go. I'm very, very excited and also slightly nervous to just see what happens. I really hope that the matches come through. So yeah, we kick off with the men's WWE Championship Tournament Finals. It is AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio. The winner of this match will go to WrestleMania and face whoever wins our main event match, the Elimination Chamber. So yeah, let's not waste any more time. They've both had their huge entrances. Let's get straight into our first match of the card. A 92, that's how we do it. A 90 crowd reaction, a 95 match quality, and a 92 overall. And it is AJ Styles that gets the win over Rey Mysterio. They both stole the show. They killed it. Really, really great work from both these men. That means that AJ Styles is our new number one contender for the WWE Championship and has booked his ticket to WrestleMania. Post-match, you know, a little handshake from each other. There's a lot of respect between these two men. Rey Mysterio heads out back, allowing AJ Styles to celebrate with the crowd. And what a win, and what a way to start the show. Yeah, really, really good match. Let's hope that the rest of them can follow. But before we head to our next match, the camera crew have just alerted the commentary of something not great that's happening backstage. We cut to backstage as the camera crew have been alerted of a commotion in one of the hallways, and security are on hand as Charlotte Flair has jumped Trish Stratus and is attacking her backstage, sending her over tables and throwing whatever is available directly at Trish. Thankfully, those security do manage to control the situation and pull Charlotte away, but it does look like the damage is done as Trish is seen holding her arm and nursing a cut above her eye. So Charlotte and Trish have had a bit of beef over the last few weeks, since around Rumble time, or maybe just before. So yeah, clearly Charlotte has just seized this opportunity to just completely take out Trish, and yeah, it looks like the damage has been done. 81 here, you know, that's fine. It's just to progress the story a little bit more. But yeah, Charlotte clearly not being the bigger woman here, and it's taking some cheap shots at Trish, who's been frustrating her over the last few weeks. But let's head back to the ring now, where we've got 4 women who all want a shot at Rhea Ripley's Women's World Championship. And all 4 of these women are part of Damage Control. It's Kairi Sane, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, and Asuka. Who's your money on? I'm very excited about this one. Let's find out. And in a 85 5-star match, yes, it is Asuka who gets the win. So during this match, there was obviously a lot of stuff going on between all of these women. Some hesitations, some not so many hesitations. Asuka definitely didn't hesitate at all. She's got a lot more experience on her side than the rest of these women. Dakota Kai, surprisingly, was kind of teaming with Io for most of the match, but then it kind of turned into, we actually all want this opportunity. And Dakota Kai just went on a rampage. And it got to the point where it looked like Kai was going to win. However, the hesitation creeped back in when she was supposed to finish Kairi Sane off, but she didn't. And that is where Asuka sneaked in and got the win, forcing Dakota Kai to tap out from the Asuka lock. Huge match here, huge win, huge result. 76 from the crowd, a 99 match quality, amazing. And that does mean that Asuka wins. Asuka gets the win after making Dakota Kai tap after she hesitated to finish Kairi Sane off, as we just discussed. As she celebrates, the 3 other members slowly rise to their feet and approach Asuka from behind. They share a brief, very tense stare down, as ultimately they all congratulate Asuka, lifting her up, and all members of Damage Control celebrate her win together. Asuka is heading to WrestleMania, and she will face Rhea Ripley in that match for the Women's World Championship. And it looks like all 3 members of Damage Control will continue to support her as we head to WrestleMania. So yeah, really nice moment here and a really big win for Asuka. It's about time she hit the main event title scene again. So yeah, very, very excited for this. And, we'll have to keep an eye on the rest of Damage Control. Who knows? Are they going to stay loyal? Let's just drop a few seeds in. You never know. But following on from this, though, we have the Men's Intercontinental Championship. Bron Breakker, the champion, taking on Karrion Kross, the challenger. There's been a lot of mind games, a lot of attacks, a lot of betrayal as well in this storyline with Kross. Weirdly helping Bron in earlier weeks, especially with A-Town Down Under getting involved, but then turning on him almost instantly when given the opportunity, choking him out in that tag team match many weeks ago. From there, Kross obviously hit a couple of promos and said that Bron Breakker may have, the muscles and the speed and the athleticism, but he doesn't have the mind to be a successful champion. And that is exactly what Karrion Kross said he is going to break. He is going to break Bron Breakker's mind. And Bron, of course, doesn't give a shit. Bron just wants to kick Karrion Kross's head in and spear him in half. So in order to do that, he put his title on the line and Kross accepted. So yeah, let's dive straight into that match and see what happens. Karrion Kross, Bron Breakker, Intercontinental Championship. Let's go. And in a pretty good match, a 77, it's actually Karrion Kross who gets the win. Karrion Kross is our new WWE Intercontinental Champion. Now, this is an interesting match because Bron has a lot of the offense. Bron's doing very well, but Karrion Kross is just as dominant and intimidating as Bron Breakker. So it's a very brutal, a very hard-hitting match. Eventually, though, Kross does manage to lock in the same submission that, caused Bron Breakker to pass out many weeks ago. And Bron, being the man that he is, refusing to tap when it looks like he really should. And eventually, he fades. And the referee has to call a stop to the match because Bron Breakker has passed out. Maybe that's too much ego, too much pride to tap. Could be what Karrion Kross was hinting at, saying he doesn't have the mind for it. He doesn't have the brains. You don't know when to quit. And instead, Bron Breakker ultimately passed out from Karrion Kross's submission, meaning that Karrion Kross is our new Intercontinental Champion. And what a jump in popularity that is for Karrion Kross. With a 79 crowd reaction, a 75 match quality, and a 77 overall. We have a new champion, guys. Will that be the only title change of the night? Or will there be more? We'll have to wait and see. But thankfully, we don't have to wait too long, as Tiffany Stratton versus Bianca Belair is up next. And of course, Nick Aldis is ringside for this, because at the Royal Rumble, when these two faced off, Tiffany Stratton used the ropes to her advantage to get the win over Bianca Belair. And Bianca was furious after being cheated out of, you know, winning the title and potentially booking her place at WrestleMania. So Nick Aldis says he will be ringside to kind of be a second referee in a way, ensuring no funny business happens at all. It needs to be a clean, straight match. And yeah, the winner of this match will, of course, become WWE Women's Champion and will go on to face Alexa Bliss, our Royal Rumble winner, at WrestleMania. So let's just jump straight into it. And in a pretty good match, an 86, it is Tiffany Stratton who wins. She retains her title in a fairly clean match, I'm going to be honest. There were a few times where she tried to, you know, sneak the ropes, pull the tights, you know, spending a lot of time outside the ring, abusing the referee's count, you know, the count of 4, things like that. But, you know, none of that is against the rules, and Nick was on hand to ensure that whenever any of that happened, he stepped in immediately and kind of prevented it from continuing. So ultimately, Tiffany Stratton does get the best of Bianca Belair and is still our WWE Women's Champion, which means she will be facing Alexa Bliss at WrestleMania. A 90 crowd reaction here, an 81 match quality, followed by an 86 overall rating. Awesome, awesome stuff. But as Tiffany Stratton celebrates her hard-fought, clean win over Bianca Belair, and booking her place at WrestleMania, the lights in the arena begin to flicker as Alexa Bliss makes her entrance to confront the Women's Champion and her challenger, you could say, her opponent for WrestleMania. She skips down to the ring, almost ignoring Tiffany Stratton at first, kind of doing laps around the edge of the ring, climbing into the ring, continuing with her skipping, talking to the doll in her hand, and suddenly she stops behind Tiffany Stratton and just slowly walks around and faces her. Tiffany is very confused and a little bit intimidated by what's happening. Alexa Bliss is just staring at her, no emotion, and then suddenly cracks a smile and hands Tiffany Stratton a doll. Tiffany Stratton kind of opens the box of the doll, pulls it out, and it kind of looks a bit like Lily, but it's blonde and it's dressed in the exact same ring gear that Tiffany Stratton is wearing right now. Suddenly, Bliss's smile drops and she turns and skips back up the ramp and out of the arena. What the hell just happened? What does this doll mean? Why is it and how is it wearing the exact same ring gear that Tiffany is wearing now? A ring gear that Tiffany hasn't worn before. You know, she had this specially made for Elimination Chamber. How did Alexa Bliss know that's what she was wearing? Tiffany is very, very confused and a little bit frightened as she throws the doll down onto the floor and leaves the arena as well. So yeah, the mind games are plenty when it comes to Alexa Bliss, and this, I'm hoping, will be a really, really good match. So yeah, the build for this starts today. An 89, really good section here. We now head to our, I'm going to say co-main event. It's the 3-way match between Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, and Sami Zayn. Drew McIntyre, our Royal Rumble winner, somehow has ended up in this triple threat where he has to defend his place at WrestleMania against CM Punk and Sami Zayn, who all want a shot at Gunther at WrestleMania. So let's not waste any more time. Let's just dive straight into this match. Drew, Punk, Zayn, who's your money on? Let me know. Let's go. And in a 94 4-star match, okay, 87 match quality, 100% crowd reaction. It is Drew McIntyre that gets the win. Of course it would be. The trouble with this match is CM Punk and Sami Zayn were a little too focused on one another, allowing Drew to capitalize on small moments that made a very, very big difference. It was almost a repeat of last week's shenanigans, or earlier in the week shenanigans, where Sami Zayn targets Punk, takes him out, and then it's down to Drew and Sami. But this time the roles were reversed, as it looked like we were about to see a carbon copy of Monday Night. Punk actually evaded the Helluva kick, and while Drew McIntyre was on the outside recovering, he counters it into a GTS. He lifts Zayn up center of the ring, hits the GTS. Sami Zayn rolls out of the ring as Punk crawls to try and grab him. As Punk recovers, McIntyre's up. He's in the corner, ready for that Claymore, and Punk turns straight into a devastating Claymore kick, and Drew pins him 1, 2, 3. Punk eating the loss as Drew McIntyre retains his place at WrestleMania. And an awesome match. 94%. Really happy with the card so far. Drew McIntyre is heading to Mania, and he will be facing Gunther. So that's our 2 main events for WrestleMania confirmed. WrestleMania Night 1, it will be Tiffany Stratton versus Alexa Bliss in the main event, because Royal Rumble winners should be in the main event. And on Night 2, it will be Gunther looking to defend his title against Drew McIntyre. Those are our 2 WrestleMania main events locked in. And of course, we also have Asuka and Rhea Ripley. That will happen on one of the nights. And it will be AJ Styles versus whoever wins our main event match tonight. But before that, we catch up with Rey Mysterio backstage. So Rey Mysterio is walking backstage with his LWO members, who are all consoling him after his loss tonight. You know, they're kind of talking about AJ Styles, and Rey Mysterio going, "Hey, the best man won. AJ outperformed me. There's nothing I could have done." And when suddenly Andrade walks into picture, mocking Mysterio, calling him slow and undeserving of the opportunity. He then nods to Del Toro and Wilde, telling them something in Spanish, but it seems like they find it funny and agree with him. Well, that obviously pisses Rey Mysterio off, causing him to push Andrade and get in his face. Andrade smirks and chest bumps Rey Mysterio away as he walks out to frame, as Dragon Lee, Joaquin Wilde and Cruz Del Toro kind of hold Rey Mysterio back. So clearly the beef between Andrade and Mysterio is just growing and growing and growing. I'm sure that will develop into something. But yeah, that's all the backstage shenanigans. Let's just get straight into the main event. Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, LA Knight, Jacob Fatu, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Carmelo Hayes. One of these men will walk out of the Elimination Chamber as WWE champion and face that man in the top right, AJ Styles. The match begins with Carmelo Hayes and Shinsuke Nakamura. The remaining 4 men are in their pods. So we've got quite a long script here. I want to make sure that the main event matches get their time. So let's just dive straight into this. Try not to look at the winner. Just close your eyes and enjoy, and then I'll let you know what happens. But as we said, the match begins with Carmelo Hayes and Shinsuke Nakamura. Hayes showcases his athleticism, while Nakamura tries to slow things down with his, unique, aggressive style. Rollins enters third, delivering a flurry of offense to both men. He plants Hayes with a diving knee strike and dodges Nakamura's Kinshasa and hits him with a Falcon Arrow in return. Rollins plays to the crowd as they start chanting his theme song, the oh, all that shit. Fatu then comes in fourth and immediately changes the whole tone of the match. He flattens Rollins with a pop-up Samoan drop, throws Nakamura into the steel chain wall, and power bombs Carmelo Hayes in the center of the ring. Commentary hypes up Fatu, calling him a game changer, a monster. Carmelo Hayes climbs the chains and swings across like Spider-Man, to try and drop on Fatu, who's not really noticing what's happening. Fatu then suddenly sees him and responds by catching Hayes in mid-air and then charging him into a nearby pod, crashing both him and Hayes through it, completely destroying this open pod. Like, and when I say destroyed, I mean it's wrecked through. Like, there's a massive hole in it. The crowd obviously chant, "Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit," as the referee checks on both of them, but they are both okay to continue, I hope. Because there is a note here: greatly fatigued, really hurt the performance. Okay, cool, greatly fatigued, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. All right, there's no injury notes here. That's fine. Wait, injury notes? Oh, no, Hayes has been hit with an injury. Damn it. We'll look at that afterwards. There's a huge pop, though, as fifth in the chamber is LA Knight. Yeah, meaning that Cody is the last man to come in. LA Knight immediately targets Fatu and they start brawling. They fight onto the outside steel where Knight hits a DDT on Fatu on the steel grate. He then starts the "yeah" chants as the arena continues to chant with him, and he starts to then grab Hayes and stomp a mud hole in Carmelo Hayes, still reeling from the spot, and obviously you can tell because it looks like he got injured. Eventually the final pod opens and Cody Rhodes is here. The champ is now in the match. He immediately hits a disaster kick on Nakamura, a Cody cutter on Hayes, and then ends up face to face with Fatu. The crowd eats it up as Cody and Fatu start to trade strikes. Fatu wins the exchange and hits a massive running crossbody into the pod wall against Cody. Not a single person has been eliminated yet, but soon they all just start to occur one after another. Shinsuke Nakamura is eliminated by Cody via Crossroads after a stomp from Seth Rollins. Jacob Fatu is now eliminated second after a team-up, a Rollins curb stomp, a springboard leg drop from Hayes, and then finally a Crossroads from Cody Rhodes. Carmelo Hayes is then quickly eliminated after that by LA Knight with a BFT. LA Knight is then quickly eliminated there by Seth Rollins following a pedigree. It is now down to Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. There's a long stare down as both men eye and point to that WrestleMania sign, you know, kind of trading little words with each other, knowing that one of them will go on to face AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Fans in the arena are split almost 50-50, maybe leaning more towards Seth due to recent events. They then just start trading their signature moves, you know, near falls galore. This goes on for a good handful of minutes. Cody survives a superplex into the Falcon Arrow combo. Rollins dodges 2 Crossroads attempts as he begins to get the upper hand. Just as Rollins lines up for what could be the final curb stomp to end the match, you know, stomping up the crowd, Logan fucking Paul sneaks in through the broken pod panel that was, you know, damaged by Hayes and Fatu. When I said broken, I mean like smashed through. He then comes up behind Rollins and smashes him in the side of the head with a pair of brass knuckles, and then quickly disappears out the back as refs scramble to escort him away and make sure he doesn't interfere further. Obviously, it's no DQ, so nothing can be done about that. Cody, dazed, slowly recovers as Rollins is slowly stumbling back to his feet too. He grabs Seth, unaware of what even took place, and hits 1 Crossroads. He picks him up and hits a 2nd Crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes retains. He wins the Elimination Chamber and is heading to WrestleMania to face AJ Styles. Okay, let's look at these notes. You can open your eyes now, guys. Okay, so we've got a load of... So the major spot between Fatu and Carmelo Hayes brought the match to another level. But unfortunately, when we get down here, Carmelo Hayes is hit with an injury as a result. Apparently, he's greatly fatigued, which is kind of wild because he hasn't had many matches. I mean, he's had a few, but not many in the last 2 weeks. He put in a huge effort. The big spot had the crowd going crazy. Apparently, Hayes was not big enough of a star for this kind of match, which is a little sad because I think he's done really, really well. 100% crowd reaction, an 89 match quality, and obviously a 97 overall. Cody jumps in pop. Everyone else drops slightly. It's kind of annoying that the drop wasn't kind of helped because is there a note that says you know, for a match so good? No, is it? Maybe it's just 5-star matches it's saved for. But either way, Cody Rhodes retains and is our WWE champion. Post match though, Cody celebrates as the chamber lifts and recovers from a brutal match. AJ Styles' entrance music hits as he comes down to the ring to stare down his WrestleMania opponent. And as confirmed many times already, it will be Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion, taking on AJ Styles at WrestleMania. I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited about all of them and all the other matches that are yet to come. So yeah, let's end the show and see how we did. 94. Wow, yeah, boy. So yeah, let's quickly recap. So AJ Styles beats Rey Mysterio to become the #1 contender and heads to WrestleMania. Charlotte brutally attacks Trish Stratus backstage, just adding more fire to their feud. Asuka makes Dakota Kai tap in their 4-way match, which means that Asuka will be facing Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania for the Women's World title. Karrion Kross, I think, surprises a few by defeating Bron Breakker, making him pass out. Bron refusing to tap and ends up passing out and in turn losing his Intercontinental Championship. Tiffany Stratton wins clean against Bianca Belair and retains her WWE Women's title as Bliss confronts her, the Royal Rumble winner, to confirm that that is the match that will be taking place at WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre takes advantage of the Punk and Zayn feud and gets the win, meaning that he has cemented finally his place at WrestleMania in the main event against Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Andrade continues to taunt Rey Mysterio while also maybe kind of winning over the remaining members of LWO. Who knows? We'll have to keep an eye on that. And then the massive main event, Cody Rhodes retains after defeating Rollins, Knight, Fatu, Nakamura and Hayes. Yeah, awesome match. Carmelo Hayes has apparently come out with an injury though, so let's see how serious that is. Remember, Braun Strowman got injured in his Royal Rumble match and hasn't been seen since. I think he's out until June or July, so we'll take a look at that as well. But yeah, Hayes apparently injured, and this then confirms that for the WWE Championship it will be Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Yes, that is the tournament match. There we go. Let me just take a sip of water. There we go. Apologies if you heard my gulps. Let's see what else went on in the world of wrestling, and also check in on Carmelo and all the other contracts. There is also one thing I want to discuss and maybe do a video for in between this and Raw. We'll see. Might be a special Sunday video. We'll see. But here we are. We are back. Let's look at our 6-mail notifications. So he is injured. Will miss some time. Oh, that's weird. Hold on a second. The second I say that there's no competition for contracts, New Japan have offered a contract to our United States champion Trick Williams. No thanks. Some comes after the work as well. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that ain't happening. Let's find Trick now, because no way, Jose. Renegotiate. Let's go 3 years. Pay per appearance. Let's make that 16. Oh, no. 16. Whoa. Let's make that 9. Let's make that 200. Wow, that's a lot of money. Current offer per appearance, yeah, 1%, 15%. Let's make that 20% on his merchandise. Why not? Yeah, make offer. Hopefully, New Japan will do one now. Let's quickly check our medical. So he is out until the 20th of March. Okay, he's out for like 2 weeks. That's not bad. That's absolutely fine. I will take that. Braun is obviously out until June. Yeah, that's fine. Ankle injury, 20th of March. Not a problem. That's what? How many shows is that? That's 1 SmackDown winner. I mean, winner. Yeah, let's progress to the next day just to get to Monday. Although I probably shouldn't have done that. No, I probably should have used that day for what I have him in store now. But we'll discuss that when we load. We'll check to see if there were any other pay-per-view events. I don't think there was an NXT event, but who knows? There might have been. This is taking ages to load. Oh, geez, how many events were there? Oh, there are a lot of pay-per-views. Revolution. Yeah. Okay, so a lot of people doing it on our weekends. I see how it is. End of month checks, but it's not the end of the month. Bryan Danielson wins the World Championship. Well, there's a spoiler. Let's take a look at these. So he's now been offered Dragon Gate. Want him now? Damn. Okay, well let's sign Jimmy. Let's sign. Yep, let's sign Joe. Terry Taylor in NXT. Rudy Charles, our referee. Harley White, yeah, she was in NXT as well. Promotional War, obviously we're definitely better than both of them. We can't see the contract offers, can we? No. So there's a point where I just want to not offer too much. So let's find Trick again. Trick Williams. So I mean, obviously I want to keep Trick Williams. Let's be stupid. Come on. So this is what we've currently. That's not what we've currently offered. Okay, it's not. We can't see. We can't see it anywhere else, can we? No. Disposition undefined. Oh, does he not a heel or a face then? Let's take a look at that. Okay. Monthly written. Yep. We want to do 3 years. Current offer is. Oh, there we go. Current offer 16. So let's go 18. 1, 2, 3. Current offer is 195. Let's go 200k. And then this was 205. So let's do that as 210. We'll put that back to 20. And I think that's the max I'm going to offer. Yeah? We'll see. We'll have to wait until the next episode now, at least. But yeah. Let's go to events just to see what's been going on in the world of wrestling. NXT in your house. When was that? Was that today? Oh, that was today. Oh, okay, cool. All right, so let's go through. So this is Saturday Elimination Chamber. We got 94. AEW Collision got a 75. Let's just look at the matches. Darby Allin defeats Hangman Page. Yuka Sakazaki defeats Carmelo. Of course, this match happens. Mercedes Moné wins. Bang Bang Gang defeat Death Riders, and the Hurt Syndicate retain their tag team titles against some really interesting opponents. CMLL we don't care about. All Japan we don't care about. New Japan Cup. Any interesting title matches? No, none. Cool. Noah, Stardom, Ice Ribbon, AAA, DPW, GCW. Let's take a look at NXT in your house. It got a score of 40. Okay, so let's take a look. So we've got a big women's match here where Ariana Grace, Nikita Lyons, Jasmine Nix, and Fallon Henley defeat the team of Carmen Petrovic. Stevie Turner's in the ring. Go on. Zarya and Shotzi. Lexis King then retains his Heritage Cup against Jasper Troy. Jasper Troy? I mean, that's not Jasper Troy. Come on. Cassie Lee defeats Thea Hale. Fraxium defeat the weird team of Tavion Heights and Omos. Sean Spears defeats the Mystery Man, who will be revealed soon, for the North American title. So we've got 2 defenses. Stephanie Vaquer retains her North American Championship against Nikki Cross. Julia, who is still champion, defends her title against Cora Jade in a 75. Nice. And then in the main event, when it matters most, Gabe Kidd can't come through. It's Oba Femi retains in a 76 against Gabe Kidd. So close. Anything else we got here? What about Sunday? All Japan, Dragon Gate, Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, Eve On Demand, Women's Progress. I swear I saw... Oh, there, AEW Revolution. Let's take a look at Revolution and what did they do? They got a 75. Not that good, is it? Let's take a look. So the Hurt Syndicate retain against Malachi Black and Darby Allin. Daniel Garcia retains against Orange Cassidy. Bryan Danielson wins or retains the international... Oh, he retains, sorry, because he beat Takeshita. Someone in the comments let me know about that a while ago. Danielson retains against Joe, Ibushi and Ospreay. What a match that would be in real life. A random 4-way women's match where Shida comes out on top. Saraya defeats Nyla Rose. Toni Storm's defending her title for once as she defeats Willow Nightingale in 84 and then immediately loses to Mercedes Moné because the AI is dumb. And then Bryan Danielson defeats Jon Moxley to become the new AEW World Champion. So he is now International Champion and World Champion. And then the main event, because that's more important than this, it is Kazuchika Okada that retains his Continental title against MJF, Cope and Kenny Omega. Some big boy matches here. But I'm assuming, yeah, it's this little pool here that kind of dips. But hey ho, hey ho, hey ho. That kind of leads me to the final thing I want to discuss here is I want, and this was a post I did, well, by the time this comes out, it'll be like a month, 2 months, maybe more, about women in wrestling. Now, I want the women's roster and the women's division in my WWE series to be just as deep as the men's, because I think that's deserving of that. And I think the current crop we have when you blend NXT with WWE is pretty good. But obviously, if I take everyone from NXT, then who have they got down there? And who have we got to kind of grow and build from? So what I want to do is I want to do like a special mini episode. It's not going to be a long one. It might be like 5-10 minutes. Where I've kind of gone through, I've looked at your comments from that post. I've added most, if not all of them, to a short list. And we're basically just going to look through them, see who's available now that we can bring in, and maybe just leave in NXT for now until we've got plans. I think we might do a post-Mania. So post-Mania, we're going to do a full draft, completely change the rosters up. There's going to be a lot of people being called up, a lot of new signings, a handful probably going down to NXT. So yeah, this is kind of just like a prep for the women's division, because we do have the Women's Revolution pay-per-view, Evolution, later in the year. So I want to make sure that we've got some good stories, some great champions, some awesome wrestlers ready for that. So yeah, it's just going to be like a mini episode where we're just going to take a look at who I've got shortlisted, who's available now, and then maybe just keep tabs on some that will be available in the coming weeks, months, year. Yeah. Fun old time. And then obviously you can leave comments on that episode to be like, hey, Ted, you missed out XYZ. Make sure you look at those, and I will look at them. Anyone that's recommended, I'll look at. One thing I want to point out now, which I will point out in the next episode, because I know some people don't get this far, is Becky Lynch is unemployed, but she is on hiatus at the moment. And I have no idea when she's meant to be off hiatus. But I will get an email notification here to say when. I'll just show you now. Why not? Rebecca Knox. Yeah, so it says here she's on hiatus. It doesn't say anywhere, when she'll be back, if she'll be back. And we can begin negotiate, or we can try. We can begin negotiations, but because she's on hiatus, she'll just be sat here collecting money, and I don't really want to do that. So yeah, she is available, and again, I'm not even too sure if I want her. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I probably will sign her at some point if she is available. But it also might be interesting to see if she goes to AEW and just see what happens there. Like, I'm not afraid to let people go. For example, Trick Williams, if he doesn't sign the deal I've offered him, he can go to New Japan or Dragon Gate. Go for it, mate. I will have to rewrite my United States Championship storyline, but that's fine. Yeah, I'm going to stop talking now. I realise I'm just rambling now. But yeah, what a show Elimination Chamber was. Thank you very much for being a part of it, guys. I really enjoy booking these shows, these series. I'm so excited for WrestleMania. I hope you guys are too. Let me just scroll through this slowly while I talk. But yeah, as always, we've got the special women's episode coming up next, and then it'll be business as usual, Raw, SmackDown, all the way through to WrestleMania. And I guess the official road to WrestleMania begins right now. You know, we've got most of our world title matches already confirmed. We have to flesh out the rest of the card. There's a few matches you can probably predict, but yeah, super exciting. I'm very excited. I've got some fun plans for all the titles, or most of them, and yeah, let's get to it. So thank you very much, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, do it all. You're amazing. I love you, and I will see each and every one of you in the next one.